Hello everyone, welcome to our channel once again. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates, and also leave a comment to express your thoughts on this. The Nigeria Labour Congress on Sunday shunned a meeting called by the federal government to discuss the subsidy removal and the attendant hike in fuel pump prices across the country. The union insisted that it would not hold any dialogue with the government representatives unless a legitimate team was set up. However, the Trade Union Congress officials attended the meeting, which was a follow-up to the talks held with the NLC at the Presidential Villa, Abuja last week, which ended in a deadlock. This is as the electricity workers vowed to join the strike and plunge the nation into a blackout in protest against the removal of fuel subsidy by Bola Tinubu administration. The National Treasurer of the NLC, Hakeem Ambali, confirmed the decision of the union to boycott the meeting, which was a follow-up to the Wednesday meeting on the removal of subsidy. During the meeting attended by the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, Managing Director, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited, Mele Kyari, Dele Alake, and others, the NLC had insisted on the reversal of the fuel pump price pegged at between 488 naira and 540 naira. Following the breakdown of talks, the Congress resolved at its NLC meeting held on Friday to embark on a nationwide strike. Speaking to reports on Sunday, Ambali explained that like the TUC, the NLC was invited for a follow-up meeting at the State House following the earlier meeting, which ended in a deadlock. He hinted that the union did not attend the talks because the government representatives had no official mandate or authority to negotiate for the president. Shedding light on the NLC's boycott of the session, the national president of the Congress, Joe Ajaero, contended that the meeting was of no consequence to the Congress. Speaking in an interview on Sunday, Ajaero said, "Of what use is today's meeting? As of Tuesday night, I had a meeting with the president of the TUC and some other government officials. I told the NNPCL MD that any move to increase the pump price would be taken as war. They went ahead to announce. We told them to return to the status quo so that negotiations will continue, but up to now, they have not done that. So what are we going to the meeting to do? We are not making any progress, and this is because we are still at the same point. The issue of alternatives and subsidies are things we have discussed over time, and our position have been made public, but the government appears not to be interested in our position." Speaking on media reports about factions of the NLC opposed to the strike, Ajaero said on Friday all affiliates of the NLC agreed that we should take the next line of action. "We don't have Northern NLC or Southern NLC. If any media house has proof, let them bring it forward." In a notice issued on Sunday, the National Union of Electricity Employees also threatened to join the strike action. Already, the NUEE has directed its members to withdraw their services nationwide over the sudden removal of the fuel subsidy by the federal government. The NUEE, in a notice signed by its acting general secretary, Dominic Igwebike, urged its members to comply with the directive and stop work from early hours of Wednesday. The union said its decision was a sequel to the directive from the NLC. It further added, "Please note that withdrawal of service nationwide commences from 12 midnight of Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. As the federal government was scrambling to avert the strike, various state chapters of the NLC on Sunday started mobilizing their members for the strike on Wednesday as directed by the leadership of the union. The Lagos State chapter of the union endorsed the strike declared by the NLC leadership despite pleas by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The NLC chairman in Lagos State, Fumi Sesi, said the chapter was in full support of the strike. Sesi, who said the NLC was not against subsidy removal, stressed that the Congress was concerned about the masses and the effect the abrupt removal of subsidy would have on them. She stated, "We are part of the NEC's decision to embark on a nationwide strike for Wednesday. If the federal government does not caution the NNPCL to revert the old pump price, the strike will go on as planned." Like his Lagos counterpart, the chairman of NLC in Nasarawa State, Ayuba Okok, said the workers in the state would participate in the strike action. Addressing journalists after an emergency meeting of the State Executive Council held in Lafia on Sunday, Okok stated that he had directed all affiliates of the union in the state to mobilize their members preparatory to the strike. Similarly, the Bayelsa State Council of the NLC said that it had asked the state workers to prepare to join the strike. The state NLC secretary, John Akenze, who stated this in a telephone chat with one of the correspondents on Sunday, said the state council was against the removal of oil subsidy in the federal government. The situation was the same in Delta State, where the workers' leaders are gearing up for the strike. On his part, the NLC leader in Cross River State, Gregory Ulayi, expressed his strong support for the impending strike.
Well, subsidy, 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 and the after effect that has followed the removals of the subsidy. Now, people are clamoring, and Nigerian Labour Congress are clamoring that the pump price should be reversed to the what it used to be before the inauguration day. The question is, to me, it's like postponing the evil day. Now, I want to believe that Nigerians are not surprised that this declaration was made by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, when he was campaigning, he made it clear that if he wins the election, that subsidy regime will be gone. Not only him was telling Nigeria that, Peter Obi of Labour Party also made it clear that subsidy is a scam. And he analyzed the millions of the numbers of fuel they say Nigeria, that's the numbers of liters they say Nigerians are consuming, and equate it to the one other countries like this, with the capacity almost the strength of Nigerians are consuming, and they are far lesser. It means that the government is subsidizing fuel for the neighboring countries, and we are the one facing the brunt. Now, concerning the president himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on the day of inauguration, he said the subsidy regime is gone. Subsidy is gone. I want to believe that Bola Ahmed Tinubu didn't know that is how that is going to take effect as soon as he made that statement. The Holy Book said that where the word of a king is, there is power. And mind you, there is nothing like I didn't really mean it that way. No, he has pronounced it, and the authorities has to enforce it. The people in charge has to enforce it because the president has spoken. It's not he shouldn't have done it that day, or he should have given some space. Fine. The NMPC say they have budget to the end of June before the subsidy elapse. But the president say the first subsidy regime, the subsidy is gone. That has cancelled whatever that has been placed because the president has made his pronunciation, and that is just it. You don't negotiate it, you don't do anything about it. But let's take a look at this first subsidy. From January to June, the federal government has budgeted 3.4 trillion naira for first subsidy. The question is, how long are we going to continue with this? How long? 3.4 trillion naira subsidy is not a joke. And this is what if you budget 3.4 trillion within the space of 6 months, then what are you budgeting for health? What are you budgeting for education? All that things will suffer. I think the best time to face this first subsidy and face it out is what is now. And the government is doing what they need to do. That is just my take. I want you to feel free to comment. Let's know your take concerning this, and also subscribe to our channel for updates on this and more to come. Thank you.